right, you ready? All right, can you guys see this all right? Let's find the value of a that makes the following equation true for all values of x. So here you are. Vanam, you with me over there? Okay. Here's what's going on. This side has 1/7 to the x. This side already has something to the x, right? But it's missing a. So we're trying to figure out what would a have to be. Now, here's the thing. They already each have the x, right? Don't they each have the x as an exponent? So let's kind of ignore that for a second. So now it says equals a to the -9th. What does a have to be to get just 1/7 to the first, right? Because isn't there really a 1 there? There is, right? So what we're trying to do is figure out what does a have to be? What is this? So that I end up with 1/7 to the first. Okay. So what we have is we have something in parentheses to the -9th that needs to end up to the first, right? Well, first of all, it has to be 1/7. Duh, right? Because that's the thing in parentheses. The next thing it has to be is something that when you multiply by -9, you end up with 1. Right? So 1 equals something times -9. What's that something that's going to go up here? 1 equals something times -9. What's the something? It's got to be a fraction, doesn't it? It has to be a fraction. And since it has to equal +1, and we already have -9 multiplying this mystery item, right? What kind of 1/9 does it have to be? Negative, right? Very good. So if this is -1/9, it should work out, right? So it would look like this if we replaced it with our answer. If we say, all right, it's 1/7. Let me do this to the -1/9, double parentheses really is what's going on. I know that's messy. I apologize. But what would we do with these two to simplify it? We'd multiply, right? That's what we did last week. If we multiplied those, we'd end up with +1, and then both sides would match. All right, so that's what we're looking for. Let's do another one. This is a little different. This is saying that these two things are added together. Can you guys see that all right? Is that better? Okay. Now, whenever you see the word as on this assignment, let's replace it with an equal sign. So this plus this equals this. This is kind of confusing. All right, so whenever you see a question like this today, what I want you to do is solve for A. So what's happening to A right now in the equation? A is being multiplied, right? And so if we wanted to solve an equation that's being multiplied right by the variable, what would we do? We would do the opposite by dividing, right? All right, so here we go. Let's divide. We're going to divide everything by this, though. So when we divide one side, we have to divide everything on the other side by it. So then over here, this is 1A. So the only thing left is A. Let's go from left to right. Let's do this here. Anything divided by itself, what's that? It's 1. Yep. Huh? Yeah. When we cancel, that's what we would say. But when canceling happens, it's actually equal to 1 because it's divided by itself. Okay. Now here, how do we simplify this? What do we have to do with the exponents when we're dividing? We have to subtract, right? We do. So what's really happening here is we have x minus 2 and then minus x. Simplify that for me. -2. Bingo, right? Combine these two, you end up with 0, and you end up with -2. So my new exponent there is -2. The 1/8 does not go away, right? When we divide and the two bases are the same, we subtract the exponents. We don't divide the power. Sorry, we don't divide the base. Okay, it's no different than what we did last week, and it was something like this: x to the 7th over x to the 4th. That's x to the 3rd. We just subtract, right? It's the same idea. Just kind of funky now because it's a fraction. All right, now there's still a plus in the middle here. Oh, I've got all these messy circles going on. Let me get rid of them. Still added. We can actually compute that. Do you see any variables in there anymore? No, right? So if you got your calculator handy, try that right now. Let's go. Let's do it. Or you can do it in your brain. Here's how you do it in your brain. A negative exponent like this, you can make it positive and flip the fraction upside down. So if we flip the fraction upside down, it's not 1/8 anymore. What is it? Right, and then square that, you get, and then 64 plus 1, 65. Or you could use your calculator, either way. So on these, you're actually looking for an answer, a result like that. Okay, let's do one more of these, and we'll be done. All right. See the word as? Let's write an equal sign there, right? So we have 32 over 5. I also said if they each have an x, what can you do? Yeah, get rid of the dang thing. So what's a? Hey, look, a equals 32 over 5 to the -2nd. Oh, look, that was pretty awesome, wasn't it? That's it, right? So if they already have the same power, we can get rid of that. There wasn't anything else over here like there was on the first question we did, right? That's the difference. Easy peasy. Let's try that one out first. Then we'll do another